knock Rick Steiner out. Hey guys, this is Bob Attax Wrongness here. I'm here to talk about Monday Night Raw. I quite enjoyed the show. They're back into entertainment mode, and after 3 weeks of Vince, I'm finally quite fed up with him. But the storyline is going along alright, and I think there's more room to be sick of it. But I'm going to start from the top. There's a segment with Vince and Randy Orton. Well, Randy Orton came out and said, like, here's what I did to John Cena on Saturday night's main event, which is an RKO on a chair, which I quite enjoyed, especially after squashing Carlito. But yeah, that was that. And then Vince comes out, like, talks about his illegitimate child, hoping it won't be John Cena. John Cena comes out, and then Vince said, I may have done your mom. And then John Cena whacks him, and that sets up a match for tonight. John Cena versus Snitsky. Oh man, match for the ages, I tell ya. And then there's a women's match, women's tag match. It didn't go on for too long, and there's some good stuff in that. Beth Phoenix looks fucking buff as fuck, but yeah, I still quite fancy her. But yeah, Regal comes out, says there'll be a ladies battle royal, or should I say divas battle royal, SummerSlam for a future shot against Candice, and then like Phoenix clears house basically, so I've got a prediction she's probably going to win that one then. And then there's I'm not going to do this in order. There's Vince has a segment where he's like walking through the corridor with Coach, and you see Val Venus. I say hello daddy, and you see Daivari do something with him. No, just a bit more comedy basically, a bit more comedy entertainment and stuff. And then there's Shelton Benjamin versus Cody Rhodes. I gotta say, it really sucks seeing like the world's greatest tag team come out to no reaction at all. It really is pitiful. I wish something would be done with them. But basically Cody won with a fluky roll up, like the underdog always does. And then after the match there was a bit of a beatdown from the world's greatest tag team under Cody. So I don't exactly know what they're setting up with that, but it was just nice to see they didn't like walk off with their heads in shame, and they just gave him a bit of beatdown, because this might add fuel to the fire for like all the young fans that like Cody and all the girls that scream for Cody to like him even more and build sympathy. What it would do if World's Greatest Tag Team got a fucking reaction. Yeah. And there's a tag match, Cade and Murdoch against Lundrick, and this is really good. I thought, like, it was another short match once again. Basically Crime Time came down in the end, and I did their sell thing, and like I got a distraction for Brian Kendrick to get a roll up on Trevor Murdoch or Lance Cade. So I'm hoping this will set up some kind of match between Cade and Murdoch. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Crime Time. I think their money, yeah thing just kind of pisses me off a bit. But that's me. Yeah. And then there's like a lot of stuff with King Booker trying to get more heat before he goes up against Triple H, and he did the ultimate thing that you could get more heat with, which was like belittle and berate good old JR, and he did that kind of well. Yeah, it was alright. But yeah, it was tedious. It's just, the thing with it is, it's just like really tedious because you know what's going to happen. Basically Triple H is going to obliterate him, and then King Booker T will be buried once again. Yeah. Then there was Carlito's Cabana with Umaga, and not a lot to say about this. Carlito was just like bigging up. Oh, drop my chewing gum. Carlito was just bigging up Umaga, saying how he like obliterated everyone and stuff. And then Kennedy comes out, and then they debate who deserves a shot at the Intercontinental title more, which may be a stepping stone for the Intercontinental title to actually mean something again. But you never know with the WWE, you never know. And yeah, basically they were like arguing, and then like Umaga trashed the Cabana set in a like comedic Samoan Savage fashion. And then a match was set up, Kennedy versus Carlito, which is probably one of the matches for the night. This match was at least over 10 minutes, and for Raw at the moment, that is quite something. And yeah, it was like quite an entertaining match, and basically ended with like Carlito doing a suplex on Kennedy off the turnbuckle, and then both of them rolling up their legs, then just pinning each other. Like, it looked a little bit weak, but it was alright. Like, I mean, yeah, it was generally quite a fairly good match, but it didn't have any reaction or anything, and I know they could most likely do better. So that set up a three-way dance, or just a triple threat match, should I say, between Umaga, Kennedy and Carlito at SummerSlam, which is something that I might look forward to. Airplane there. Yeah. And then there's like more segments with Vince, talking about his illegitimate child and that. Yada 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 yada. Yeah. And then I probably missed something out, but to be honest I don't care. Then there's the main event of Snitsky versus Cena. Bear this in mind, this is going to be a future pay-per-view main event, if what news sites have said before. Like, so this was like a tester to see how it would go. And yeah, as you can guess, it wasn't that pretty, wasn't great, but in the same way, Cena against Khali was like not as bad as you think it would be. This had a similar feel to it, and basically, but already though, it looked like Cena was going to win with the FU, and then Randy Orton came down and gave him 2 RKOs, and that was your show basically. Yeah, well, I think the way I've delivered it in this review makes it sound like pretty shit and stuff, but I actually quite enjoyed this Raw, because they're just like banking on the entertainment factor. Oh yeah, all through the night there's Ron Simmons' date with Maria, and Santino and Jillian showed up, and there was a bit of light comedy there, but that's getting a bit old now after 2 or 3 weeks, as it would. So yeah, they were just like playing off the entertainment card again, and it works for Monday Night Raw. I have to say, even though you would like to see a lot of those wrestlers in great matches and stuff, I mean, it works for like what they want to do, because Raw is their television show, and as people say, ECW and SmackDown are their wrestling shows. It's just a shame that the draft kind of like messed it up a bit, but for what they want to do, it worked for them, and that's all I can say about that really. It was quite cool. Yeah, I suppose I'm quite looking forward to SummerSlam. I do my predictions sometime tomorrow, after I've looked at SmackDown spoilers, because this weekend I'm going to Reading Festival, and it should fucking kick ass. I'll probably do a video on that as well. I mean, why should I just talk about wrestling? But yeah, and also I just want to mention a quick thing about The Undertaker. The Undertaker's apparently coming back at Unforgiven, and he is apparently going to go against Mark Henry in what could be Mark Henry's last match. Oh yeah! Alright, Mark Henry's been a waste of space for over 10 years, and it'll be good to see him finally go away. But another thing I also read is like there's also want to set up feuds between Big Daddy V and